If you look around in the landscape of Thai media, you see a lot of women are working as an actor, as a journalist, as whatever, producer. But when you look at executive level, you don't see really a lot of women there. When you ask about what is challenge still existing, yes, that is still existing, but I think you can overcome it by insisting that you're capable. Find out what you want to do, where you want to be. Don't compare yourself to other people. Ask yourself, other people doesn't really matter. My name is Karuna Buakamsri. I am a journalist. I'm actually online journalist right now because I quit TV quite a while ago. I'm doing my own YouTube channel called Rob Lok by Karuna Buakamsri, pretty much focusing on foreign affairs. Also, I would like to introduce myself as an entrepreneur because last year I just set up new company called Thailand Essential, focusing on producing so-called green products in order to raise awareness of how we should use and try to sort of protect environment. So it's actually going along two things, as an online journalist and as an entrepreneur. I would say Thai society is accepting more and more women as a leader or as a core of any project. Compared to other society, we are much advanced. You know, I'm talking about in some ASEAN country which still quite discriminate women. As a woman myself, I'm enjoying privilege I have in Thai society, but still in some area there is a lot of or still discrimination. For example, as a journalist, if you look around landscape of Thai media, you see a lot of women are working as an actor, as a journalist, as whatever, producer. But when you look at executive level, you don't see really a lot of women there. At the end of the day, when you make decision who's going to become executive or leader, and if you have two candidates between male and female, woman and man, in news business, you rather go for man because you would assume that they're more decisive, they're more strong, they're more tough. Yeah, we have a lot of opportunity, but sometimes it's limit at some level. Even myself, I find not sad, but disappointed sometimes when we have to do something and if you have candidate, your competitor as a man, and they look at you, they said, okay, I go for man because they look tougher. We still been looked down and discriminated. We are everywhere actually, and we are very capable as a woman. In some area, in some certain aspect, when you have to compete with a man or male colleague, you have same qualification, you have the same strength, same knowledge, but sometimes your boss would go for a man because they think he's tougher. I mean, we have to accept that physically we are weaker than men because we're not built in the way that man has been built. We still have limitation in kind of, physically strength or comparing to a man. So sometimes it's limit our opportunity in order to do some task or some job. I would say when I started as a young reporter, I tried to prove that I am a little girl, but I can do whatever the man can do, So I would raise my hand in every opportunity that has risen. I don't care if I get it or not, but I just seek for opportunity that come. If I didn't get it, fine, I try again next time. And then I think by being very persistent, very showing that you really want to do it, one day you got opportunity. I was in that position before because when I started my career, there's a lot of competition in the office. I started at ITV, there's a lot of people want to do things. And as I say, in certain kind of job, especially the one that I love to do, which is going to the field, sometimes in a very fragile and dangerous area. Of course, I understand my boss that they don't want to send me because I'm a young girl. I mean, I can't take care of myself when something happens. So they go for a man, And I was like, I can do it too. And I think one day it was like, I just like, can I go? And when you do that one time, they ignoring you. But when you do that 10 times, they look at you and said, okay, maybe I should give her a chance. And then I got a chance, and I really used that chance and opportunity to prove that I can do equally good job. When you can prove that, then when you see that you can do, keep your standard. You can't let your guard down because you know that you have your weak point. By having that attitude, you can overcome the challenge to a certain days or time. They know that you can. I would say challenge is to keep proving yourself you're capable. I think I'm fortunate enough to know what I love and where my passion is. So that drives me. I want to be always a journalist. And I always know that what I want to do as a journalist. You see, there's a big picture, what you want to be, what you want to do. Big picture is I want to be in the media business. And if you narrow down media business big, you want to be executive, you want to be producer, you want to be writer or whatever. And I know that I want to be a journalist. I want to be a reporter. And when you narrow down, reporter has a lot of kind, right? You business reporter, you go to aircon room and listen to the press conference or whatever. I don't want to do that. I want to be a field journalist, a field reporter, which is going wherever things happen. So when you narrow down and you know that is where your heart is, where your passion is. So I go, whatever challenge I have, I just try to overcome and get there. I've been doing this work for, I think, almost 30 years and never really wake up and ask myself why I'm doing this. So what drives me is my passion, which I'm very clear where it is. The success in work part, I'm not looking for being a big boss. I don't want to be executive. I don't want to be editor. I don't want to be owner of TV station or own a newspaper. I want to be a reporter. I'm happy already. This is the success. Success for me is do what you make you feel happy and fulfilling. And personal life, is equally important. I think the success of one person is not only defined by your work or how successful you are, but also be happy at home, surrounded by a person that cares about you, that matter, person you love, So the success is also being in a warm and happy family. I'm not sure if I'm a good leader because I go in every detail because I want to know what my team is facing, what is their challenge. Because if I never do it myself, how can I understand them? I'm very bad in technology, but I try to do it sometime myself, editing or making something that is not my strong point, because I want to know when my team said, okay, we can't do that, we can do that, we need that and that. So I know why they need that because I'm facing it myself. So I think the leader that understands the whole process of business or work is a leader that can really understand what your team needs. I am a leader of my small team, so I go to every detail. Not bossy. I mean, it's not fair. You have to ask my my team because I feel that I'm not bossy, but I'm quite demanding. I always have scenario in my head. When I start something, for example, when I launch my brand as an entrepreneur, what is the worst case scenario? I invest, for example, 1 million baht. The worst case scenario is I lost 1 million baht. Can I accept it? Can I accept reality if I lost 1 million baht? If I can, it's fine. If I can't, I won't do it. This is my way of doing. Of course, I want to go for the best scenario, which, okay, making a lot of profit and enough to sustain the team. But then I have to think of worst case scenario. And if the worst case scenario is the scenario or environment or things that I can accept without ruin my life, then it's okay. When you're getting older and older, and I realize more and more that problems like happen every day. You can't avoid the problem. Challenge is part of life, it's part of work. You have it every day. You know, there's no free problem day. There's not such a thing. You know, there's more or less. So if you already accept the reality that challenge and problem is part of your life, you have to have a clear mind, a focus to overcome those problems and challenge. And a clear mind for me is coming from where I can have a good rest, good sleep. If you having so much problem and you don't want to think anymore, go back to worst case scenario. You know, if you already have a picture of you in the worst case scenario, then you already accustomed to the problem, you know, and go back to sleep. Find out what you want to do, where you want to be. Don't compare yourself to other people. Ask yourself. Other people doesn't really matter, because I feel that if you follow what other people say, you will be end up doing what you don't like. And if you ending up doing what you don't like, it's not going anywhere. You won't feel like to wake up in the morning and do things. So my advice would be really find out what you want to be. Doesn't have to be big. Can be big, but can be something small and enough to sustain yourself. Because I think another thing that would be my advice to women is just try to be independent financially, because you can be yourself when you are financially independent. Because when you don't have to beg for something from someone, then you can do what you wish. Then you can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to care about other people. I am fortunate enough to be in transitional period now, because when I was born, there was no internet. There's no phone. We entering the phase of mobile phone, internet, and now I don't know, who knows what is it. I think by not knowing it, I'm adjusting to new thing, I don't have a big plan. Okay, the result is this, and if it's not good enough, why is that? Because of technology or because of me? If there's because of technology, then I ask someone who knows to fix it. Consult someone who knows. You don't have to be an expertise in technology, but you have to know how to seek advice. You have to know where your problem is. In the rapid changing world, you have to know your weak point. Where's your problem and where you can seek the help and assistance. I don't want to be like tech geek and who can write a code or do coding. It's not my kind of thing, but I know my weak point, so I ask for help. A reporter. I'm very happy when people look at me and they said, "Oh, you've been here and there, you reporting from whatever places," and then and another thing is I am very happy and very fulfilling to hear that what I'm doing and what I did or what I'm gonna do is benefiting them. Because I think for a person, individual person, the most rewarding is not because of you have things for yourself. It's not because of you have money and you can go to expensive restaurant, expensive holiday only. It's good that you have that, but also feeling that you are useful. You're doing something for other people. Because I have a phase in my life where I only focusing on myself, and I was not really deep down happy until I tried to do something different, try to give away more, not in terms of money or whatever, but give away my time, energy to do some work, knowing that it will benefit people. Then you feel happier. So work for me is not only for earning money, but to feel yourself useful. So I want to hear that I'm still useful. Get off from social media. Because in social media is where the world always like showing what they have, and you know that reality is not really reflecting that picture you saw on social media. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. Because people just like to show. I mean, it's a way to comforting themselves as well. But then when it's not reflecting reality, you're not really being realistic. And then when you're not being realistic, then it makes you sad. I still remember my time when I was young. I mean, in a way, I was lucky because I don't have social media. We don't have social media. What we do, we just go out and play, being happy. And if you ever jealous of your friend because you saw that they have more candies than you, but you don't feel people in Chiang Mai or Lampang or Phuket having because we don't have social media. So the limit of comparing yourself with others is much more contained at that time. I know, even sometimes I go to social media, I can't help myself saying, oh, why they have more view than me? But then I said, what the heck, you know. So it's not easy, but it's a way to achieve it. And most or the simplest way is to spend less time on social media.